Good morning, engineers. Happy Friday. Welcome to a long block day. So it's great that we have 75 minutes today because you have quite a few things that you can work on. So if we look at our normal weekly calendar, this day is called a CAD drawing block work day. So we're going to be working with the wooden drawing block. There are a couple other things that I want you to work on first, though. So let's pop over to Schoology and look at that assignment. So the first thing I want you to do is log on to your usual desktop computer. We need to install some things for you. So once you get these installed, this needs to be your usual workstation. So I want you to add Google Drive, and here is how you do this. So in your Microsoft Word search bar, you're going to type in backup and sync. You can see that it comes up, and then you'll double click that, and you can see the blue spin running here. And I can't close this because there are other things that I want to show you, but this is going to come up in the background for you. Let's see if I actually can do that. I'll try. There we go. So in the background, you can see that the blue spinner is still rolling, and it's going to bring up the setup so that you can, okay, so for me it's already running, but for you it'll bring up a larger pop-up and walk you through setting that up. Okay, then the next thing that I want you to do is add our in-room printer. And so what you're going to do is back in that Windows search bar, you're going to type in // CHS15. That's CHS15. The backslash is the one that moves from the upper left to the lower right hand corner. That's the backslash. So you need two of those in CHS15. Once you hit enter for that, a assortment of printers that could be added to your computer's profile will pop up. The one you need is the one that matches the projector in here. That's up on the wall if you forget it, but it's KH4103. So double click on that printer. It's near the center of your options, and then it will add to your profile. Once the green progress bar goes across, you can close both of those pop-ups, and then you are good to go and print, and also good to save to your Google Drive. Now, with this screencast, I'm actually operating on a virtual machine, so it won't actually allow me to save to my Google Drive. It's a little bit different than the computer that you are working on, but I'll show you how we do that. Okay, then the last thing that I want you to do is practice exporting PDFs of your 3D and dimensioned 4-views drawing from Autodesk Inventor before moving on and creating a 3D model of the wooden drawing block that we've been working with. So I'm going to have us jump over to Inventor now. Remember, Inventor has the large orange icon on your desktop and looks like this once you get it open. Okay, so we are going to start on a brand new drawing. So new, IPT in inches, double click that. And I'm going to start a 2D sketch. That's on the 3D model tab. I'm going to pick a plane to work on, and then it gives me the crosshair. Okay. I'm just going to create a simple closed drawing and intersect those two. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim out the center pieces so that it's actually a closed curve. There we go. So I've got this sort of doorknob looking piece, and that moves behind the screen there. And I am happy with that, so I'm going to finish my sketch. Now I want to revolve that and create three-dimensional space by revolving. So I'm going to tell it, please use this axis to revolve around, and that is good. So I'm going to double-click my magnifier to bring that down to size. There we go. So I kind of have, it looks somewhat like a donut or a doorknob, but it's kind of flat on the bottom like that. The next thing that I want to do is I want to cut out kind of an axle sort of space. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch on this back flat face, and I'll use a circle to cut away the space that I want. And it is showing me, as that black hover pops up, it's showing me that there's another feature that has that exact dimensions. So I'm going to say inside of that feature, so that there's a little room for it to cut away. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to click and finish, and now I'm going to extrude, but it's going to assume that I want to create space, but I actually want to take away space, which is the second one down. And then I want to go all the way through the object. And say OK. And now when I use my steering cube to look at that, you can see that I have cut, let's see if I can get this to move a little bit more slowly. If I tap the faces. There we go. That'll do it. Now you can see that this has got a hole all the way through it. Okay, so I'm happy with that shape, and I want to save a PDF of this 3D print. So I'm going to go to the Inventor menu, Export, a PDF. Now right here is where you'll be able to find your Google Drive. In the drop-down, you'll find your name. Inside your name, when you scroll down, you will find Google Drive. Like I mentioned, I'm on a virtual machine, so I can't find mine. Doesn't work like that. Okay, and then you can say Save. And you can see the PDF generator pop up, and then there is the PDF of your 3D object. So I'm going to close that. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to create my 4 views drawing. So I'm going to go to the Model menu on the side. I'm going to go to the yellow cube at the top, which has the name of the part, and I'm going to right-click that, and it's going to give me some options. So I'm going to right-click the part, Create Drawing View. It says I must save it. All right, I want to do that. I will save. And now it's saying, do you want to create a standard IDW? Yes, I do. So this is going to create my 4 views for me very easily. Now, one thing to think about is, what is the direction of your proper front view? Okay, so it's going to drop me the original model. And you can see from the steering cube that it's kind of a little bit disoriented from where I might want it. So I'm going to tap on that cube until I have what looks to me to be the most complicated view of the front of that object and nicely squared up. Okay, I'm good with that. I can also hover this corner and stretch it to the next larger scale, which I want to do for this model. Then I'm going to hover it. I'm not clicking any of the buttons on the mouse, and I'm just going to hover straight up. Now I'm going to click once. It'll give me my top view. And I'm going to hover in this direction without clicking any buttons. And I'm going to click once. It gives me my isometric view. And I'm going to hover this direction and click once. It'll give me my right view. Those are neatly and cleanly aligned, and I am happy with the position, so I'm going to say OK. And then it produces my views. Of course, this is a donut shape, so it's got lots of round curves on it. Then the last thing we want to do is add some dimensions. We're going to annotate, grab the dimension tool, and then anything that I hover and turns right, I can click and drag, and it should give me dimensions. And you can see it's giving me the spacing there. And I say OK. It will also give me the dimensions of the different holes. And then I'm going to go ahead and create the dimensions that I need for my view. And then when I'm done, I am going to save. Then I'm also going to export as a PDF. And then I'm actually going to call this one a 4 view. That will differentiate between those 2 different PDFs. And then that is generated. Okay, good to go. All right, so with those tips, you are ready to go ahead and create your wooden drawing block. You will end up with a part that looks somewhat like this. Good luck, and I will be really glad to be back with you next week at this time. Have a great weekend.